Hi there, this is McClellan, the Joy Connector, and welcome to my channel. It's Tuesday, and that means it is our weekly tarot and guidance day. So I have a little reading for you today in the beautiful outdoors, my backyard, the San Jacinto State Park. So welcome. It was just way too gorgeous not to be out here, and I brought my pup with me. So here we go. So first what I'm going to do, guys, is let you know the cards I pulled. So I pulled two cards for us today. One from the Angel Tarot deck by Doreen Virtue, and that was 8 of Fire. 8 of Fire, can you see that? Which is also 8 of Wands. And this is all about fast-moving energy, shifting, changing, and communication. Events moving at a fast pace. Delays are over. Many things happening at once. That is 100% what I was feeling with this full moon. Like, okay, it's time, we're moving. And then from my favorite oracle deck, card number 52, the last card in the deck, the very last one. Number 52, Mending. Mending. So can you guess what that one's about? It's interesting because we did just have this full moon lunar eclipse yesterday, and so out here on the Pacific coast time, it was in the morning, about 4:30 in the morning, and I was up for it. I was up for it, metaphorically and literally. And what I saw from it, what I gained from it, was this wholeness, this sense of wholeness within me. I often think in the spiritual community, and this is why I wanted to talk about mending, what I see as that card as. In the spiritual community, often what I've seen is this thing called the spiritual bypass, right? We tend to walk around thinking we're broken and we need something or someone to fix us, a solution, right? A solution that looks like a program, that looks like a mentor or a guru or a boyfriend or a girlfriend, or a ring, or a big bunch of cash, or a job or some kind of other status symbol, something, right? We need a thing, a title, something that's gonna fix our brokenness. No. Let me just tell you right now, not broken. Not broken. Have you made mistakes? Yes. Misguided at times? Sure. Confused? Yeah. Are there parts within you that do require that could serve to be healed? Yeah. Does that mean you're broken? Fuck no. No, not at all. Not at all. We are whole within ourselves, but we've learned all these habits to turn away from ourselves, to not feel a particular feeling, to not trust our instincts and our intuition, to run away and to try to fill or distract with something else. So here's how I see that mending. Or here's my recommendation, actually. Here's where I've been going with this. I've found extraordinarily helpful and healing. The wholeness, that we seek outside of ourselves through all these things, the thing we seek to put us back together, to make us whole, is only found through our acceptance that we are already whole inside of ourselves, and in meeting ourselves in all the places that feel broken, that feel scary. And trust me, I understand what it means to be terrified and to feel high anxiety in the body with meeting yourself in your own pain. I get it. And that's physiological. We kind of taught ourselves it wasn't safe to be in these feelings in our body, and work with a professional. You know, if you recognize that you have trauma, or believe that you have some trauma, and there's a lot of definitions for what trauma is, so be generous with yourself. Don't be hard on yourself. It takes being embodied, a therapy that brings you back to your body, some kind of somatic therapy, in addition to working other types of therapy that are going to help you feel those feelings, move through the anxiety. Anxiety is in the nervous system, an overload of the nervous system, when we're feeling feelings and disassociating, i.e. running away. So it is in order to move through that anxiety, to release it and find the peace we're seeking, the balance we're seeking, is to feel that. And sometimes it feels terrifying to feel those feelings in the body. So again, to work with somebody who really understands that, who really understands embodiment in healing, is a good thing. And I'd be happy to make some recommendations, because I've worked with some wonderful, wonderful teachers and healers in that variety. In fact, one of my favorite teachers, two of them, Taryn Toomey and Kevin Courtney, sorry Kevin, are having an online retreat this weekend, a retreatment is what they call it, December 5th. So look at the class with Taryn Toomey to find that retreatment, and to give yourself a retreat, and some somatic therapy, some movement, some embodiment, some support for your own self. Okay? So back to mending and this fast-moving communication. I feel like our time to kind of sit back and inquire has completed. That's what it feels like to me. Will we always be healing? Yes. But I feel like now is more of a time for us to take action. And in order to step into what comes next for us, it requires that we let go of what was. Honor the deaths and the endings that have occurred within ourselves this year. And for me, that takes really being with a fair amount of grief, sadness, and often it will show up first as anger, because anger feels more powerful, right? Like we've talked about in some of these other videos. It'll show up first as anger, like I'm angry that I don't have what I want. It's his fault, it's her fault, it's someone else's fault. I'm angry. And when I sat with that anger for a while, when I talked to it, when I listened to it, when I explored it a little bit, because it didn't feel finished or final in any way, felt like it was drawing me to something, because the anger was useful. Really, it really is, guys, especially when the anger is clean and sacred. Yeah, powerful, when it's drawing us somewhere. So I sat with that anger, and it drew me in toward the sadness and an ending of a relationship for me this year. And so I really have been honoring that sadness, and it comes in waves, and it comes on different levels, and I'm just being with it. But I recognize, it's acceptance. It's truly accepting, and honoring its ending, honoring it for what it is, and honoring the two people that were in that relationship, doing their best in whatever state we were in. So there's no blame. I don't feel any blame. The anger feels like it has completely left me, particularly when I sat with it longer and saw more of my part too, like, oh, you were doing this too, Chris. Okay. So check yourself, guys, on what's keeping you out of balance, and we're trying to give that power to, versus taking it back into yourself and sitting with yourself in order to clean, in order to clear, in order to mend, in order to become more into wholeness with yourself. Because I promise you, if you're jonesing, dying for, interested, longing for a relationship, I promise you, to sit with that longing and to hold yourself there and to meet yourself there in that emptiness, and to recognize your balance and your wholeness for that masculine, that feminine that's within you, that goodness there. I promise you, the longing will pass, and it's in that wholeness that you will meet your next partner. All right, friends, I send you out with a lot of love as I go take care of my barky pup. He's got some squirrels to chase, so I'm going to get to him. But if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe below and hit the bell so you get notified in my upcoming videos. And I'll be seeing you soon. Bye.